Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Noble-Forcey here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined with upcoming prospect Marques Valle, 7-0, 6 KOs, and 1 DQ. Kind of weird one. We'll talk about that in a minute. But thank you for joining us, Marques. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, very good. All the better for being with you, my friend. So you are we've been covering a lot of the people on ProBox TV here on Seconds Out, and obviously you're a big part of that stable at the moment. So you've been kind of tearing through it since you've gone pro in 2020. Am I right? It's second fight you started working with ProBox TV, and yeah, you've just carried on in the same vein. Tell us about the beginning of your career, the first like 2 years now.
Well, my first fight was during COVID, so it was
Oh, that must have been weird.
yeah, it didn't even feel like a real debut, it just it's kind of quick and whatever, very quiet and all that, but
Yeah.
Since going with ProBox, in the crowd and having fans there and all that, it's been real exciting, and I'm actually very happy with the amount of fans and hype I'm bringing around so early in my career.
So am I right in thinking not Miami, Florida didn't really have any restrictions? Am I right in thinking that? So so you could, like, people could go to shows and stuff without
it was limited. Like the first one that they did for ProBox, it was like very limited, and then everybody had to wear masks, and it was very
okay.
very strict. But then I think 2 or 3 fights later is when like things really got to the normal.
Okay. Sorry, just an interesting thing there. So how's it been working at ProBox? You're not from that area. You're from New York. Are you based down there now, or are you still training in New York? What's your current
No.
situation?
I've been in Florida for most of my life actually, but ProBox, the ProBox facility, training and all that actually is like I got very lucky. It's only like 45-ish minutes from my house, so it's perfect.
No, interesting. So tell me, a couple of guys have mentioned about this ProBox TV facility. Tell me about that. Sounds kind of cool. How's that?
Yeah, they have rooms, for the fighters and for sparring partners that they bring in, and
So it's
like
all live in. You live in
yeah,
in the gym, basically.
yeah, and they have a kitchen and doctors. It's very very cool.
Okay, cool. So that must be brilliant. And so you've got your brother Dominic as well, your younger brother. He's 4-5-0 at the moment, I believe. So he's down there with you, is he? You two are kind of working together.
Yeah, we train the same time every day. We don't live together anymore, but we still meet up at the same times and keep all of our training together.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And you're from a Puerto Rican background, am I correct? Is that correct?
Yeah. My dad's side. My dad was born in New York, but he pretty much grew up his whole life in Puerto Rico, and his parents and so on, they were all in Puerto Rico. So yeah, that's where they all grew up.
Yeah. So how did boxing come into your life?
Obviously, on that Puerto Rican side,
Yeah.
my grandfather, he was a pretty good fighter in Puerto Rico back in the day, and then my dad never really picked it up, but did it sort of like everybody does in Puerto Rico, and then passed it on to me, and took me to a gym very young, and then I kind of went off on my own from, I would say, like 10 to 15 years old, and then me and my brother Dominic both were like, let's try this boxing thing again, and like once we started, it was like full force.
No. So you're talking about there when you're going into the amateur sort of system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your amateur career. How did that go?
So starting at 15, that's kind of late in the boxing world. So I knew that I kind of had to gain what I needed quick, So I was just, the first thing for me was everybody's ahead of me in experience and years. So I need to step on the gas with training. I need to be at least working harder than these guys if they have that up on me. So I had probably my first 10 to 15 fights local, and then we took that jump to the state national tournaments and all that, and that's when I started to really see where I was in this.
Yeah, and you were knocking a few people out in the amateurs as well, weren't you? I'm right in
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah. So that sort of carried through to your professional career. Couple of years pro now. You say you started quite late, but you're still quite young. You're 24. And you're moving up the moving up the rankings quite nicely. Are you like trying to sort of how are you trying to distinguish yourself as a fighter? Are you trying to be a knockout artist? Is this what you're all about? Because we I'm going through your record. It's all pretty much first round KOs. I'm struggling to find out what sort of fighter you really are, and I'm sure a lot of fans are. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Well, it's not necessarily like I want to go in there and I need to get you out of there. You know what I mean? Like with these first fights, I know that like I said in the amateurs, I had to really prove myself and step on the gas. So I feel that's what I'm doing now also. But as I grow and get more fights, I'll say since my last 2 or 3 fights, I've been learning. Like it's not all about going there and knock him out. It's if you look for the knockout, it actually seems a little harder. If you just do what you do and what the knockout, it just comes with it easier.
Yeah. Well, most of
I
them.
mean, I'm not necessarily looking to be like a knockout artist. I just want to be the best all around fighter that I could be. And if those knockouts come, they come.
Yeah. Well, yeah, impressive start to your career. 5 of those 6 knockouts coming in the first round, 1 in the second round, and then 1 your last fight back in. Kind of funny. The referee was making me chuckle in that one. On the people go and watch it back. It's hilarious. Just not long ago, a DQ for holding. What did you make of that? I thought it was a bit harsh. I thought he should have let it carry on. It's unblemished your record in a way as well. You didn't seem to be too bothered about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered by it, but at the end of the day, it does sting a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird situation though.
Yeah, I wasn't very impressed with the referee. What did you make of his performance there? Do you think he was a bit overexcited?
I mean, it goes both ways, kind of. If
Yeah.
you're getting instructions to clearly not do something, and then you clearly do it, like the fault is somewhat on you, but then also, it could have definitely carried on some more.
Yeah,
So,
but it's kind of
yeah.
they were saying in the commentary, you're gonna have to go through those. You got all those
Yeah, that's
dirty
another thing.
fighters,
I was
man.
actually liking it because I was like right before it was stopped, I was like, okay, like now my brain's got to start working. How am I going to adjust to this? How am I? And before I could actually start adjusting and putting pieces together, it was over, and it really hurt.
Well, anyway, yeah, you clearly on for a win there. I'm looking at the guys' records you're beating. They're not too bad fights you're taking on. So next fight coming up, February 22nd, I believe. What's happening there? Talk to me about it.
I'm not too familiar with him, but I know that he's 8-1, I believe.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what we're looking for. We're trying to make statements with each win, and continue to climb the ladder, not go backwards.
Yeah. So how quickly are you looking to progress? So the next step will probably be 8, and then you're into the 10-round sort of kind of regional title fights.
Yeah.
We've just seen sort of 6-rounders from you, although we haven't seen you get out of the second round. When do we see you move up the round amount? When do we see that happen?
I'm hoping this is my last 6-rounder. I'm pretty sure it is. And then we'll start doing 8s. And honestly, I can't wait, till people start seeing more and more of what I'm all about,
Yeah.
following through all the rounds.
So that 2023, that's going to be the period of transition from prospect to contender. It looks like. How's things at ProBox TV? They're really kicking out the shows at the moment, like 2 a month. So that must be you seem to be nice and active. That must be good. How's that?
Yeah, definitely. Not a lot of fighters starting their career, get such a good opportunity, with fights coming so often, like it's hard to come by. So, I'm just very happy in the position I'm in.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I look forward to tuning into your next fight, Marques. Final question. It's always good to find out about, you young prospects coming through, who, which sort of fighters inspired you and kind of shaped you into the fighter you are. Who are the names? The
I'm gonna have to go,
who you want to be.
obviously all my Puerto Ricans, the Miguel Cotto, Tito Trinidad, and then also a guy that Triple G. When I
Oh,
started, he was
really?
hot. Yeah. When I
Okay.
started, he was real hot. So I was I really liked his jab. So that I would study him
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, great fighter, man. Great fighter. What do you think of him now? Do you think he should carry on? What do you think? Or is it over? Is it over for Triple G? I'm a little bit sad. I'm a big fan as well. Huge fan of
Yeah.
Triple G.
That's all on him.
Yeah.
I'm not him. I don't know, what's going on with him or in his life and his camps, so
Yeah.
whatever
He can still beat a few of the middleweights. I think he can still hang. But
He's still
interesting. Kennedy.
champion, right?
Sorry?
He's still middleweight champion, right?
Yeah. I think he's still got a couple of belts. Yeah. So he'll be back soon, I'm sure. Marques, it's been brilliant to speak to you. Thank you so much for speaking to Seconds Out. All the best on your fight live on ProBox TV, 22nd of February. And we'll catch up with you as and when, and look forward to catching your career.
Thank you. I appreciate it.